Abstract career minimalism represents a fundamental shift in how professionals, particularly Generation Z and millennials, conceptualize work's role in their lives. Rather than pursuing traditional upward mobility at all costs, career minimalists prioritize stability, boundaries, and fulfillment through secure employment, clear work-life separation, and diversified skill development. This article examines the emergence of career minimalism as a response to chronic workplace burnout, economic volatility, and evolving generational values. Drawing on organizational psychology, human resource management, and labor economics literature, we analyze the individual and organizational consequences of this philosophy and identify evidence-based practices for supporting sustainable career approaches. We argue that career minimalism is not withdrawal from work but strategic energy allocation, a recalibration of the psychological contract between employees and employers that prioritizes long-term resilience over short-term advancement. Organizations that understand and accommodate this shift stand to benefit from improved retention, reduced burnout, and access to diverse talent seeking meaningful but bounded employment relationships. Introduction. The traditional career narrative, steadily climbing organizational hierarchies, sacrificing personal time for professional advancement, and deriving primary identity from work, is facing significant challenge. A growing cohort of professionals, particularly those entering the workforce in the 2020s, are embracing what has been termed career minimalism, a deliberate approach to work that prioritizes stability, boundaries, and personal fulfillment over conventional markers of career success. Petriglieri. 2022. This is not a retreat from ambition but a redefinition of it, one that centers sustainability, security, and self-determination. Several converging forces make this moment particularly ripe for such recalibration. Workplace burnout has reached crisis proportions, with the World Health Organization formally recognizing it as an occupational phenomenon in 2019. World Health Organization. 2019. Economic volatility, punctuated by pandemic-era disruptions, mass technology sector layoffs, and ongoing concerns about artificial intelligence's impact on employment, has eroded traditional assumptions about job security. Schwartz et al. 2023. Meanwhile, generational research consistently shows that younger workers place higher value on work-life balance, personal development, and workplace flexibility than their predecessors. Twenge. 2023. For organizational leaders and human resource professionals, career minimalism presents both challenges and opportunities. On one hand, it may seem to conflict with organizational needs for engaged, committed employees willing to go beyond formal role requirements. On the other, it offers a more honest framework for the employment relationship, one that acknowledges mutual benefits and limitations rather than demanding total devotion. Understanding this philosophy and its drivers is essential for attracting, retaining, and productively engaging a significant segment of the contemporary workforce. The contemporary work landscape. Defining career minimalism in modern professional contexts. Career minimalism can be understood as a strategic approach to career management that emphasizes sufficiency over maximization enough challenge, enough income, enough advancement to maintain engagement and financial security, but with deliberate boundaries that preserve energy for non-work domains. Petriglieri. 2022. It is characterized by several core principles: security over elevation, valuing stable employment with predictable income and benefits over aggressive pursuit of promotions or status advancement, boundary establishment, creating and maintaining clear separations between work and personal life, including resistance to always-on work cultures, portfolio development, cultivating diverse skills, side projects and income streams to enhance resilience and personal fulfillment, strategic energy allocation, focusing work effort on essential, meaningful contributions rather than performative business or visibility tactics. Values alignment ensuring work arrangements support rather than consume personal priorities. Relationships and identity. Importantly, career minimalism differs from simple disengagement or quiet quitting. Research on work motivation distinguishes between withdrawal behaviors driven by dissatisfaction and strategic boundary setting that maintains sustainable engagement. Gabriel et al. 2023. Career minimalists typically remain committed to performing their roles competently but resist organizational pressures to make work their primary source of meaning and identity. This philosophy also differs from traditional underemployment, where workers reluctantly accept positions below their capabilities. Career minimalists often deliberately choose roles that offer security and boundaries over positions requiring greater time investment, even when advancement opportunities exist. Kallenberg. 2020. Prevalence, drivers, and demographic distribution. While comprehensive prevalence data remains limited, career minimalism as a labeled phenomenon is relatively recent. Several indicators suggest growing adoption, particularly among younger professionals. A 2023 Deloitte survey found that work-life balance and flexibility ranked as the top priority for Gen Z and millennial workers, surpassing salary and career advancement opportunities. Deloitte. 2023. Similarly, research on quiet quitting, a related though distinct phenomenon, found that approximately 50% of U.S. workers were doing the minimum required in their jobs, with higher rates among younger employees. Gallup. 2022. Several structural and cultural factors drive career minimalism's emergence. Economic volatility and precarity. Repeated economic disruptions, the 2008 financial crisis, pandemic-era instability, and recent technology sector layoffs have undermined traditional assumptions about organizational loyalty and career stability. Research on psychological contracts shows that when employers break implicit promises of job security and advancement, employees reciprocally reduce their commitment and extra-role behaviors. Ball et al. 2013. For many younger workers who entered the labor market during or after the Great Recession, employer loyalty was already suspect. Career minimalism represents a rational adaptation to perceived employment precarity. Burnout and mental health awareness. Chronic workplace stress and burnout have reached epidemic proportions across multiple sectors. Maslick and Leiters, 2016, work on burnout identifies 6 organizational factors that contribute to exhaustion: workload, control, reward, community, fairness, and values. When multiple factors are misaligned, employees experience emotional exhaustion, cynicism, and reduced professional efficacy. Career minimalism can be understood as a protective strategy against these conditions, limiting exposure to excessive workload demands and misaligned values by establishing firmer boundaries. Technological intensification of work. Digital technologies have created expectations of constant availability and blurred traditional work-home boundaries. Masmanian et al. 2013. Career minimalists actively resist these expectations, recognizing that technology-enabled work intensification rarely translates to proportional compensation or career advancement. Research on work connectivity finds that after-hours email expectations significantly predict emotional exhaustion and work-family conflict. Barber and Santuzzi. 2015. Generational values shift. While generational differences are often overstated, research does identify some consistent patterns. Twenge's 2023 analysis of generational trends finds that younger workers place higher value on leisure time, work-life balance, and extrinsic rewards, salary, benefits, relative to intrinsic job characteristics and organizational advancement. This doesn't indicate lower work ethic but rather different priorities about where to invest limited time and energy. Credentialism and credential devaluation star. As educational credentials have become increasingly necessary but less sufficient for career success, many workers have experienced the paradox of qualifications, investing heavily in education that doesn't guarantee commensurate returns. Brown et al. 2020. Career minimalism can represent a recalibration after recognizing that additional credentials and effort may not yield expected advancement. Demographic patterns. Available evidence suggests career minimalism is most prevalent among younger professionals Gen Z and millennials who entered the workforce during or after periods of economic instability. Knowledge workers in sectors that experienced significant pandemic-era disruption or recent layoffs, technology, finance, consulting, dual-income households where family security doesn't depend entirely on one person's career advancement. Professionals with caregiving responsibilities who face structural barriers to traditional career advancement. Workers with portable skills who can more easily shift between employers or develop independent income streams. However, the philosophy is not demographically exclusive. Research on downshifting, voluntarily reducing work hours or accepting lower status positions to improve life quality, finds practitioners across age groups and occupational categories. Though motivations and constraints differ by life stage, score. 2005. Organizational and individual consequences of career minimalism. Organizational performance impacts. Career minimalism's organizational effects are complex and context-dependent. Rather than universally positive or negative, consequences depend on organizational culture, work design, and how leaders respond to employees' boundary setting. Potential positive organizational outcomes reduced turnover among boundary setters When organizations accommodate employees' desires for stability and boundaries rather than pressuring them toward advancement, they may retain valuable contributors who would otherwise exit. Research on job embeddedness shows that employees stay not only because of career advancement but also due to fit. Links to the organization and community, and perceived sacrifices required to leave. Mitchell et al. 2001. Career minimalists may become highly embedded if organizations respect their priorities. Sustainable performance Employees who maintain clear boundaries may deliver more consistent, reliable performance than those cycling through periods of intense effort followed by burnout and recovery. Organizational research on work intensity finds that while short bursts of high effort can boost immediate productivity, sustained intensification leads to errors, reduced creativity, and eventual performance decline. Casey and Stats, 2012. Attraction of diverse talent Organizations that explicitly support career minimalism may attract professionals with valuable skills who prioritize flexibility, including parents, individuals with caregiving responsibilities, or those pursuing meaningful activities outside work. Research on inclusive work design shows that accommodating diverse work preferences expands talent pools and enhances team diversity. Shaw et al. 2018. Potential negative organizational outcomes reduced discretionary effort Career minimalists may be less likely to engage in citizenship behaviors beyond formal role requirements, the extra role activities that organizational research shows contribute to overall effectiveness. Organ. 2018. If a critical mass of employees adopt minimalist approaches, organizations may experience reduced voluntary helping, innovation, and problem-solving. Leadership pipeline challenges When capable employees deliberately opt out of advancement, organizations may face smaller pools of qualified candidates for leadership positions. Succession planning research emphasizes the importance of developing internal talent pipelines. Career minimalism could constrain these pipelines if high performers decline development opportunities. Rothwell. 2015. *** Cultural fragmentation ***. Organizations with mixed career philosophies, some employees pursuing traditional advancement, others practicing minimalism, may experience cultural tension or perceptions of unfairness. Research on idiosyncratic ideals, shows that personalized work arrangements can enhance outcomes for recipients but sometimes create perceptions of inequity among colleagues. Russo et al. 2016. *** Knowledge retention risks ***. If career minimalists view their positions as temporary or instrumental rather than long-term career investments, they may be less motivated to develop deep organizational knowledge or transfer expertise to colleagues. Knowledge management research emphasizes that tacit knowledge transfer depends partly on employees' organizational commitment and future time perspective. Wang and New. 2010. ## Individual well-being and stakeholder impacts for individuals practicing career minimalism. Consequences are generally reported as positive, though with important nuances and potential trade-offs. * Psychological and health benefits ***. Reduced burnout risk ***. By maintaining clear boundaries and limiting overwork, career minimalists protect against the emotional exhaustion, cynicism and reduced efficacy that characterize burnout. Masloch and Leiter. 2016. Research consistently shows that work-life balance initiatives and boundary control reduce stress and improve mental health. Allen et al. 2013. *** Enhanced life satisfaction ***. When work fits into life rather than consuming it, individuals can invest in relationships, hobbies, health, and other domains that contribute to overall well-being. Diener and Seligmans, 2004, research on happiness emphasizes the importance of balanced investment across multiple life domains rather than overinvestment in any single area. ***. Psychological safety and autonomy ***. Career minimalism represents an exercise of agency, choosing how to allocate time and energy based on personal values. Self-determination theory emphasizes that autonomy is a fundamental psychological need. When individuals feel they control their work involvement, they experience greater well-being and intrinsic motivation. Deci and Ryan. 2000. ***. Potential costs and trade-offs ***. Reduced income and advancement ***. Deliberate choices to forego advancement opportunities or limit work hours typically carry financial consequences. While career minimalists may find these trade-offs acceptable, they must be acknowledged. Research on voluntary simplicity shows that downshifters generally report satisfaction with their choices but also experience real constraints from reduced income. Score. 2005. ***. Identity and status implications ***. In cultures where professional achievement is closely tied to personal identity and social status, career minimalism may create psychological discomfort or social judgment. Blusteins, 2011, work on the psychology of working emphasizes that for many individuals, work provides not just income but also identity, purpose, and community. Career minimalists must find these elements elsewhere or risk identity diffusion. ***. Skills obsolescence risks ***. If minimalist approaches involve less engagement with professional development or reduced challenging work, individuals may face skills erosion over time. Human capital theory emphasizes that skills depreciate without continuous investment. Career minimalists must actively maintain marketability through side projects or deliberate learning. Becker. 1993. ***. Network and opportunity constraints ***. Career advancement often depends partly on professional networks and visibility. By establishing firmer boundaries, career minimalists may have fewer opportunities for networking and relationship building that could provide future opportunities. Social capital research shows that network ties facilitate information flow, resource access and opportunity awareness. Lin, 2001. Impacts on other stakeholders team dynamics When some team members practice career minimalism while others pursue traditional advancement, dynamics can become complex. Colleagues may perceive boundary setters as uncommitted or unfairly limiting their contribution. However, research on boundary setting also shows that clear boundaries can improve team functioning by creating predictability and preventing one person's overwork from raising expectations for everyone. Kreiner et al. 2009. Clients and customers In client-facing roles, career minimalism's impacts depend on implementation. If boundary setting involves refusing after-hours client contact or declining assignments, service quality could suffer. However, research on service provider well-being shows that sustainable work practices often enhance rather than diminish service quality by reducing burnout and turnover. Karatip and Cavity. 2016. Family and dependence Career minimalism often explicitly prioritizes family time and caregiving, potentially benefiting spouses, children, and other dependents through increased availability and reduced work-related stress. Research on work-family enrichment shows that when individuals successfully manage work boundaries, they bring greater energy and presence to family roles. Greenhorse and Powell. 2006. Evidence-based organizational responses. Organizations facing career minimalism can respond in three broad ways: resist it by maintaining traditional advancement cultures, tolerate it by allowing individual accommodations without systemic change, or actively support it by redesigning work systems to accommodate diverse career preferences. Evidence suggests the third approach offers the most sustainable path forward. Transparent communication and expectation setting evidence summary Research on psychological contracts. The implicit mutual expectations between employees and employers shows that contract violations, when either party fails to deliver on perceived promises, predict reduced commitment. Citizenship Behaviors and Retention, Robinson and Russo. 1994. Conversely, explicit communication about expectations reduces ambiguity and allows employees to make informed decisions about whether organizations fit their preferences. Ball et al. 2013. For career minimalism specifically, transparency about advancement requirements. After-hours expectations, and acceptable boundary setting enables better person-organization fit. Effective communication practices role clarity conversations during hiring and onboarding. Explicitly discuss workload expectations, typical work hours, after-hours communication norms, and advancement timelines. Research shows that realistic job previews, honest portrayals of both positive and challenging job aspects, improve retention by allowing self-selection. Phillips. 1998. Career pathway mapping provide clear documentation of what advancement requires in terms of time, skill development, and organizational contribution. This allows employees to make informed decisions about whether to pursue advancement or remain in current roles. Make explicit that both paths are valued. Boundary expectations rather than assuming employees will respond to messages at all hours. Establish team or organizational norms about communication timing and expected response windows. Research on telepressure, feeling compelled to respond immediately to messages, shows that clear norms reduce stress and improve well-being without harming coordination. Barber and Santuzzi. 2015. Regular recalibration ***. Conduct annual or biannual conversations where employees can explicitly discuss their current career preferences, boundary needs, and desired level of work involvement. Preferences change over life stages. Organizational systems should accommodate this fluidity. Microsoft offers an instructive example of transparent expectation setting around flexible work, following their pandemic-era shift to hybrid work. The company published explicit guidance about core collaboration hours, asynchronous work expectations, and when employees could work independently versus when team coordination was essential. They also created tools allowing employees to set and share their working hours preferences, making boundaries visible to colleagues and managers. This transparency enabled individuals to practice career minimalism while maintaining team coordination. Microsoft. 2021. Procedural justice and equitable evaluation ***Evidence summary ***. Organizational justice research distinguishes between distributive justice, fairness of outcomes, procedural justice, fairness of decision-making processes, and interactional justice, fairness of interpersonal treatment. Greenberg. 1987. When employees perceive procedural injustice, that evaluation and advancement processes are biased or opaque, they reduce organizational commitment and extra-role contributions. For career minimalism, procedural justice is crucial because minimalists may appear less committed under traditional metrics that conflate face time or after-hours availability with performance. Research on performance evaluation shows that when systems focus on objective outcomes rather than process metrics or subjective impressions, they reduce bias and improve both fairness perceptions and actual equity. Bretz et al. 1992. Equitable evaluation approaches outcome-focused metrics evaluate employees based on defined deliverables and measurable contributions rather than hours worked, meeting attendance, or after-hours responsiveness. Research on results-only work environments (ROE) shows that outcome-focused systems can reduce work-family conflict while maintaining or improving productivity. Kelly et al. 2014. Transparent advancement criteria make explicit what qualifies someone for promotion. Ensuring criteria focus on demonstrable capabilities and contributions rather than subjective factors like executive presence or dedication that may inadvertently penalize boundary setters. Research on promotion systems shows that structured, criteria-based processes reduce bias. Castilla, 2015. Multiple career paths create advancement options beyond people management, specialist tracks, project leadership roles, or lateral moves that provide growth without requiring traditional hierarchical climbing. Research on career ladders shows that multiple pathways improve retention by accommodating diverse preferences and strengths. Baruch and Papel. 2000. Bias awareness training help managers recognize how assumptions about ideal workers, those without caregiving responsibilities who can work unlimited hours, may unconsciously influence evaluations. Research on gender bias in performance evaluation, for example, shows that mothers face maternal wall bias where their commitment is questioned. Correll et al. 2007. Career minimalists may face similar assumptions. Deloitte redesigned their performance management system in 2015 to reduce bias and focus on forward-looking assessments rather than retrospective ratings. They eliminated numerical ratings and instead asked team leaders to regularly answer 4 questions about each team member, focused on performance quality and future potential rather than time investment or visibility. The system allows for honest assessment of different contribution levels while reducing bias from subjective impressions about commitment. Buckingham and Goodall. 2015. This approach accommodates career minimalists who may contribute differently but effectively within defined boundaries. ### workload design and role flexibility **** evidence summary **** job design research shows that well-crafted roles balance demands and resources, providing sufficient challenge for engagement without overwhelming employees. The job demands resources model predicts that high demands paired with low resources, autonomy, support, skill variety, lead to burnout, while appropriate demands paired with adequate resources foster engagement. Bakker and Demaruti. 2017. For career minimalists, workload design must be realistic, assuming standard work weeks rather than unlimited hours, and roles must offer sufficient autonomy for boundary management. Workload and flexibility interventions right-sized roles design positions assuming 40-hour work weeks, or whatever the standard employment contract specifies, rather than tacitly expecting unlimited availability. Conduct workload analyses to identify when role requirements exceed contracted hours. Then either redistribute tasks, add resources, or adjust deadlines. Boundary control allow employees meaningful input into when and where work occurs, consistent with role requirements. Research on boundary work preferences shows that individuals differ in whether they prefer integrating or segmenting work and personal domains. Effective systems accommodate both preferences. Kosek et al. 2012. Compressed work arrangements offer alternative schedules such as 4-day work weeks. Compressed schedules, or 9/80ths arrangements, working 80 hours over 9 days with alternating Fridays off. Research on compressed work weeks shows they can reduce work-family conflict and improve well-being without reducing productivity. Balters et al. 1999. Job crafting opportunities encourage employees to shape their roles toward their strengths and interests within organizational constraints. Research on job crafting, the process by which employees modify their job's task boundaries. Relational boundaries or cognitive boundaries shows that crafting increases engagement and job satisfaction. Wozesniewski and Dutton. 2001. Workload early warning systems implement regular pulse surveys or check-ins asking about workload sustainability. Research on proactive intervention shows that addressing workload problems before they create burnout is more effective than reactive responses after damage occurs. Demaruti et al. 2001. Basecamp the project management software company, has long practiced what founder Jason Fried calls calm company principles. They enforce 40-hour work weeks, discourage after-hours communication, provide extended summer hours, 32-hour work weeks from May through August, and design their product development cycles to fit within these constraints, rather than viewing time constraints as limitations. They treat them as creative challenges that force prioritization and efficiency. The company reports low turnover and high employee satisfaction while remaining profitable. Fried and Hanson. 2018. This demonstrates that workload design can support career minimalism while maintaining organizational effectiveness. ## communication norms and recovery time **** evidence summary ***. Research on organizational communication shows that always-on cultures, where employees feel pressured to respond immediately to messages regardless of time or day, significantly predict stress, work-family conflict, and burnout. Barber and Santuzzi. 2015. Conversely, organizations that establish clear communication norms about response timing and protect orphans help employees recover from work demands. Recovery research shows that psychological detachment from work during non-work time is essential for replenishing depleted resources and preventing burnout. Sonnentag and Fritz. 2015. Organizations can support career minimalism by actively protecting employees' recovery time. Communication and recovery practices response time expectations establish clear norms about when responses are expected. For instance, emails sent outside business hours don't require immediate response. Urgent matters should use designated channels, phone calls, urgent tags, sparingly. Email suppression use technology solutions that delay delivery of emails sent outside business hours until recipient's next workday, preventing the pressure to respond immediately. Research on email management shows that scheduled delivery reduces stress without harming coordination. Mark et al. 2012. Meeting time boundaries limit meetings to core collaboration hours. Avoiding early morning, evening, or lunch hour scheduling unless absolutely necessary. Provide meeting-free blocks for deep work. Research on meeting load shows that excessive meetings fragment attention and reduce productivity. Rogelberg et al. 2007. Vacation and disconnection policies actively encourage vacation use and disconnection during time off. Some organizations implement minimum vacation requirements or sabbatical programs. Research on vacation shows that recovery benefits depend on psychological detachment. Working during vacation negates well-being benefits. Fritz and Sonnentag, 2006. Leader modeling have organizational leaders explicitly demonstrate boundary setting, not responding to emails late at night. Taking vacation, respecting others' vows. Research on leadership and work-life balance shows that leader behaviors strongly influence subordinate norms. If leaders model unhealthy patterns, employees replicate them. Hammer et al. 2009. Volkswagen implemented a policy in 2011 that stops email delivery to certain employees' phones 30 minutes after their shift ends and resumes 30 minutes before their next shift begins. The policy protects recovery time while ensuring that genuinely urgent matters can still be communicated through alternative channels. This intervention demonstrates organizational commitment to boundary protection rather than placing full responsibility on individual employees to resist communication pressure. Volkswagen. 2011. Skills development and portfolio building support evidence summary while career minimalism emphasizes stability in primary employment, it often includes portfolio development through side projects, learning, and diversified skills. Organizations can support this rather than viewing it as competitive. Research on employee development shows that learning opportunities increase engagement, retention, and organizational commitment. Employees who feel they're growing are less likely to leave. New et al. 2014. Moreover, skills employees develop through side projects often benefit primary employers through knowledge transfer, even if not directly job-related. Development support approaches learning time allocation provide dedicated time for skill development, whether through formal programs like Google's 20% time for passion projects or structured learning days. Research on organizational learning shows that protected learning time enhances innovation and adaptation. Edmondson. 2012. Tuition and learning reimbursement offer financial support for education and training, even if not directly related to current role. Research on training investment shows that contrary to fears about turnover, organizations that invest in employee development experience lower turnover because employees value the investment. Benson et al. 2004. Internal mobility platforms create systems that make internal opportunities visible and accessible, allowing employees to develop portfolios within the organization. Research on internal labor markets shows that transparent mobility systems improve retention by providing growth paths without external exit. Bidwell and Keller. 2014. Side project policies rather than prohibiting outside work. Establish clear policies about conflicts of interest and intellectual property while generally supporting portfolio development. Research on moonlighting shows that second jobs can improve primary job performance by providing skill development and creative outlets. Jamal et al. 1998. Mentorship and coaching provide access to mentors and coaches who can help employees navigate career decisions, develop skills, and explore options within organizational boundaries. Research on mentoring shows benefits for both mentors and mentees in terms of career satisfaction and organizational commitment. Allen et al. 2004. Adobe eliminated manager-mandated training and instead provides each employee a learning fund they can spend on any development activity they choose, formal courses, conferences, books, coaching, or external projects. The company reports that this autonomy over development increases both learning engagement and retention by allowing employees to build personalized portfolios aligned with their interests. Adobe. 2019. This approach supports career minimalist employees who want to develop capabilities beyond their current roles while maintaining their primary position. Building long-term career sustainability and organizational resilience beyond tactical interventions. Organizations can cultivate systemic capabilities that support diverse career philosophies while maintaining effectiveness. These represent long-term strategic investments rather than quick fixes. Psychological contract recalibration. Organizations can move from implicit, vague employment relationships toward explicit, balanced psychological contracts that acknowledge mutual limitations and benefits. Traditional psychological contracts often assumed employee loyalty and unlimited effort in exchange for job security and advancement, assumptions that contemporary economic realities have repeatedly violated. Rousseau. 1995. Recalibration elements explicit reciprocity articulate what the organization provides, compensation, benefits, interesting work, skill development, flexibility, and what it requires, defined performance standards. Collaboration, ethical conduct, without assuming total commitment or identity investment. Individualized contracting allow negotiation of employment terms within reasonable bounds. Research on idiosyncratic deals shows that personalized arrangements can enhance recruitment and retention when managed transparently. Rousseau et al. 2016. Contract evolution recognize that needs and preferences change over careers. Create systems for renegotiating employment terms at transitions, new parenthood, returning from parental leave, elder care responsibilities, post-retirement re-employment. Psychological safety build cultures where employees can honestly discuss their career preferences and boundaries without fear of retaliation or being labeled uncommitted. Research on psychological safety shows that when employees feel safe speaking up, organizations access better information for decision-making and adaptation. Edmondson. 1999. This recalibration benefits both parties. Organizations gain employees who are present by choice rather than obligation, reducing quiet quitting and resentful minimal compliance. Employees gain transparency about what's expected and what's possible, allowing informed decisions about fit and investment. Distributed leadership and collaborative structures. Traditional hierarchies assume leadership concentrated in individuals willing to sacrifice personal time for organizational advancement. Distributed leadership models spread leadership functions across multiple people, accommodating career minimalists who can lead within boundaries. Distributed leadership practices Shared leadership Design teams where leadership rotates or is distributed by function rather than concentrated in one person. Research on shared leadership shows it can enhance team performance by leveraging diverse expertise and distributing workload. Pierce and Conger. 2003. Project-based leadership allow professionals to lead specific initiatives without permanent management responsibility. This provides leadership development and challenge without requiring full-time hierarchical roles. Lead from any seat cultivate cultures where leadership is understood as influence and contribution rather than position. Allowing career minimalists to lead within their boundaries through expertise. Relationship building or innovation. Succession planning flexibility develop larger pools of potential leaders rather than assuming linear progressions. Research on succession planning shows that organizations with robust pipelines are more resilient to leadership departures. Rothwell. 2015. Distributed models recognize that organizational leadership can be exercised in diverse ways. Not everyone must aspire to C-suite roles for the organization to have adequate leadership capacity. Meaning, purpose, and organizational connection. Career minimalists often seek meaning outside organizational identity. But they still benefit from understanding how their work contributes to worthwhile purposes. Organizations can foster connection to mission and impact without demanding that work become employees' primary source of identity. Purpose connection practices impact transparency regularly communicate how different roles contribute to organizational mission and stakeholder benefit. Research on task significance, awareness of how work impacts others, shows it enhances motivation and performance. Grant. 2008. Values clarification explicitly articulate organizational values and ensure work practices align with them. Research on person-organization fit shows that values alignment predicts job satisfaction and retention. Christoph Brown et al. 2005. Stakeholder connection create opportunities for employees to interact with customers, clients or beneficiaries of their work. Research on relational job design shows that connection to end users enhances motivation and performance quality. Grant. 2007. Community and belonging build workplace relationships and community without requiring total life integration. Research on workplace friendship shows that quality collegial relationships enhance engagement without requiring that colleagues become employees' entire social network. Morrison. 2004. The goal is helping employees feel their bounded contributions matter, that showing up reliably, performing competently within defined hours, and collaborating effectively creates genuine value. Even if they don't eat, sleep, and breathe organizational mission. Conclusion. Career minimalism represents neither generational laziness nor wholesale rejection of work. Rather, it reflects strategic adaptation to economic realities, protection against chronic burnout, an assertion of personal agency in defining work's role in life. For organizations, this philosophy presents challenges to traditional assumptions about commitment, advancement, and organizational citizenship. However, it also offers opportunities to build more honest, sustainable employment relationships that attract diverse talent and prevent the waste of human potential through burnout and turnover. The evidence reviewed here suggests several clear implications for practice. First, organizations benefit from transparency and explicit communication about expectations, workload, and advancement requirements. Implicit assumptions about unlimited availability or advancement as obligation create psychological contract violations that reduce commitment and retention. Second, evaluation systems must focus on outcomes and contributions rather than process metrics like hours worked or after-hours responsiveness. Procedural justice in assessment protects against bias and creates space for diverse career approaches. Third, workload design matters enormously. Roles designed assuming unlimited employee time create unsustainable conditions regardless of individual boundary-setting efforts. Right-sized work, realistic deadlines, and protected recovery time support both career minimalists and those pursuing traditional advancement. Fourth, organizations that support portfolio development through learning time. Mobility platforms and flexible side project policies can benefit from employees' diverse capabilities while building loyalty through development investment. Finally, systemic changes, recalibrated psychological contracts. Distributed leadership structures and purpose connection without identity subsumption create long-term organizational cultures where career minimalism and traditional advancement can coexist productively. The future of work likely includes increasing diversity of career approaches as economic uncertainty, technological change, and evolving values reshape employment relationships. Organizations that rigidly cling to 20th-century assumptions about organizational commitment risk losing capable professionals who seek different arrangements. Those that thoughtfully adapt to accommodate diverse career philosophies while maintaining performance standards will access broader talent pools and build more resilient workforces. Career minimalism is not the only valid approach to work. Many professionals will continue finding identity, purpose, and fulfillment through intensive career investment. The challenge and opportunity lie in creating organizational systems flexible enough to accommodate both, honest enough to articulate expectations clearly, and fair enough to evaluate diverse contributions equitably. This requires moving beyond one-size-fits-all career models toward personalized, explicit employment relationships grounded in mutual benefit and realistic mutual expectations.